Hey everyone, it's your girl TeraMichelle. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Opinionated Scents, our safe space to discuss all things fragrance, whether we like them or not. In continuing with our note series, we're going to be talking all things honey. Honey, that textured, deep, sweet, rich, and decadent note. I can't wait to get into this list. So let's jump right into the video. We're going to kick this list off with the House of Kayali, and I'm talking about their Invite Only Amber 23. So this was on yesterday's Amber list, but it also has to make an appearance on the honey list. I'm talking about it first because the honey is not the star of this fragrance. If you truly love a honey note, then you'll probably enjoy it in the opening of this, but the star of this is definitely cinnamon and patchouli. But again, if I can smell it and experience it and appreciate it, I have to mention it. So even though this is very new to my collection, I cannot deny the use of honey in this is absolutely exquisite. Marc Jacobs is the king of pretty for the sake of being pretty fragrances. He just does them so well. And this one definitely fits that category. This is Honey by the House of Marc Jacobs. I mean, come on, it's called Honey. Could it be on any other list? In my Joey voice. B. Oh, there's a B. I'm cracking myself up at 5 o'clock in the morning. This is a really pretty fragrance that originally I wasn't aware honey was actually in. It isn't something that is just smacking you in the face. It is not the type of honey that is very weighted or adds depth. This is strictly for sweetness, I believe. This is more of a honeysuckle, orange blossom, peach, pear, like woodsy notes. You pick up most of the other notes in this. The honey and the vanilla are very light. They are there solely to give some sweetness to this. This is not a super sweet fragrance. It's beautiful for spring and summer. Very light, very feminine, very airy. I love the use of honeysuckle in this. It is absolutely exquisite, but there is a honey note in there, and I only pick it up in the hottest of temperatures. So if you're looking for a strong honey presence, you won't find it in this one, but I had to mention it because of just look up first of all, but also too because it is in there and I do pick it up. So Marc Jacobs Honey. I don't often talk about Hugo Boss on my channel, but I have two fragrances from this house that I absolutely love. Today, we're going to talk about the Scent Intense. Now, I know a lot of us talk about the Scent Private Accord. Dude, I'm obsessed with that fragrance. Y'all already know. This is the Scent Intense. And in this fragrance, you have vanilla, cacao, honey, peach, and osmanthus. Y'all, I haven't heard anybody talk about this on YouTube. I don't know why. This is very pretty, feminine, and fruity. I absolutely adore this for spring and for summer. You really want to smell sweet and fruity and just pretty. Again, this is another one of those pretty for the sake of being pretty. Oh, the peach in this. I forgot about this when I was talking about peach fragrances. Shame on me. See, when you, guys, don't do this to yourself. If you already have a major collection, it's fine. It's cool. But if you're just starting off, pace yourself. Because sometimes it's fun to have so many things to choose from. This is just a little mini rant real quick. We're going to get back to the list, I promise. But other times you have gems sitting on your shelf that you forget about because you have so much going on. So my bad. Again, I'm not above apologizing to my boos. I'm sorry. You deserve more respect than that. Please forgive me. I love you. This is a very pretty fragrance that opens up with that peach and that osmanthus first for me. And then that honey creeps in about at that minute mark, that 2-minute mark, and it just stays. Now, this is a pretty sweet honey. This is not honeycomb honey. This is not textured. It's not weighted. It's not the dark, deep depths of a honey. This is just pretty. It's just pretty. It's just pretty. And here's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people don't pick the honey up in it. I am a lover of notes of honey, but guys, I have a nose like a bloodhound. There are sometimes it's so good that things blend together and I can't make heads or tails of it. Like, this is why I'm always complaining about things not being blended well enough. Like, to me, okay, when I say blended well enough, I don't mean you mix them all together and it just smells good and you can't pick apart anything. I like masterpiece fragrances where they can put all these notes in something and they still individualistically. Is that a word? Can you say that? It's 5 o'clock in the morning, bro. I'm tired. You can still smell each individual note working together in tandem. Like, that to me is so sexy. It's so creative. And it just shows a masterful experience and level of talent in perfumery. So I digress. I'm trying to stay on topic, y'all. Some people don't like when I get too deep off in my bag and they just want me to talk about the perfume. So I apologize. But if you don't pick it up, that's okay. It's still a really pretty spring, summer, fruity fragrance that's quite inexpensive. At least when I picked it up, I think I paid like $20 or $25 for this. I think it's a 1.7 ounce. So again, that's Hugo Boss The Scent Intense. Beautiful fragrance, lovely honey note. Zara was really creative with this one. And even though I know it's supposed to be a masculine or unisex fragrance, I absolutely love this. This is a beautiful use of coconut, sandalwood, and cedar. Let me just start off by saying that because I really do love that in here. It even has a tobacco note that I, TeraMichelle, don't run away from. Now, you know that's excellent blending if I can deal with tobacco in a fragrance. The honey note in this, though, the sweetness that it brings to this fragrance, so rich, warm, and addictive, y'all. Hence the name. Rich, Warm, and Addictive by Zara. Need I say more? If you want a true cuddle time fragrance, a true Netflix and chill fragrance for the fall and the winter, Zara hit the nail on the head. This is perfect. The House of Jimmy Choo brings us a beautiful date night fragrance. Now, this fragrance could have been on my ginger list, my amber list, my caramel list. It just has so many notes and it smells so amazing to me. Very seductive, very sensual, very grown and sexy. This is Jimmy Choo Illicit. You can't beat the price point on this, y'all. If you're looking for a seductive date night fragrance for fall and for winter, you cannot beat Jimmy Choo Illicit. This smells way too good for as inexpensive as it is, in my opinion. But I'm grateful because I absolutely love it. This is, yeah. This is amazing. You heard me go over some of the notes in this. Just come on. You're going to give me honey. You're going to give me caramel. You're going to give me amber. You're going to give me rose. And the rose in this is like, if you're not a rose or floral person, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It isn't changing anything. This joker opens up with bitter orange and ginger. Now, y'all already, if you know me and you've been watching my videos, you know. The depth to this. I'm just a fan. Again, that's Jimmy Choo Illicit. If you are a foodie, then this next fragrance is going to be right up your alley. This is like the most realistic breakfast I've ever smelled in a fragrance. And I originally started using it as a room spray. And I even sprayed my car with it because it is just beautiful. But I fell in love with the honey in here. The Canadian dark maple syrup, the fresh blueberries, the Virginia cedar, the whipped cream. This is decadence on top of decadence, and it is absolutely deliciously, delightfully, just delectable. Wow, I just said that. Delectable temptation. If you love honey in a very potent form, if you love blueberries and the smell of like pancakes and syrup, oh my gosh. But you got to be a foodie. Like, you're not getting away with wearing this if you're not a foodie. It's just not happening. Sticking with the House of Duo one more time on this list, we have Amberlicious Cherry. I've talked to you guys before. If you've watched my Dua videos, I do have a Dua playlist, so you can go there and look at all of my videos that have either all of my Dua fragrances or the majority of the list is about Dua fragrances. And you'll find all of these things I'm talking about there. But Amberlicious Cherry is one of their hybrids. So as I explained before, for those of you who are new and don't know, I'll give you a quick little breakdown. They will create hybrids, meaning they will mix two very popular perfumes together for you. So you don't have to worry about layering. You also don't have to worry about paying that $200, $300, $400 price tag for both, only to have to get home and layer them. They also have like tribrids where they'll do it with 3 different fragrances. But for this one, Amberlicious Cherry, this is based off of Hermès's Ambre Narguilé, as I talked about with Amberlicious on my Amber list yesterday. This is Amberlicious along with Popped Cherry, which is their version of Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. So we're talking about Ambre Narguilé and Lost Cherry combined to make Amberlicious Cherry. There's so much in here because we're talking about 2 different fragrances, but the honey and the caramel and the benzoin in this, and the cherry, of course. Just, dude, this is so beautiful. This is another decadent, seductive, very just, you know what? This is a very sexy fragrance. This is going to garner attention. You're going to love the way you smell, and so will everybody else. So again, from the House of Dua, we're talking Amberlicious Cherry. Now we're going to talk the king of honey. Now we all know the king of musks is Narciso Rodriguez. Who is the king of honey, y'all? I'm going to give you a few seconds to figure that out while I go ahead and tell you guys my last 3 fragrances are from him, from the same line in his house. We're talking about none other than Jean-Paul Gaultier. And I apologize for all the planes. It's 6 o'clock in the morning now, so it's on and popping at St. Louis Lambert Airport. First up, we're going to talk about the one that touts 3 notes. We have pear, we have jasmine, and we have honey. We're talking about Jean-Paul Gaultier's Scandale à Paris. This is the lightest yet most feminine, girly, sweet version of them all. And the jasmine and the pear in this, when I say they work together so beautifully, it is absolutely astounding to me how good this is. The honey in this actually has the scent of honey. It's not just about the sweetness that a honey can add. There is this light scent of honey. This one here reminds me if you had a beautiful pastry and the pastry itself wasn't necessarily too sweet. Like they make some donuts and some, you know, things in other places. Because, you know, Americans, we like to overdo everything. Not every other place is super decadent, super sweet. So sometimes for those with a sweet tooth, they will drizzle a little honey on top. That's what this gives me. I actually smell the honey, but it isn't super dark, super weighted, super textured. This one is just super pretty, super sweet. I love it. The original in this line is my favorite one because of how complex it is. You have fruits in here, you have florals in here, you have beeswax, you have patchouli, you have licorice to go along with the caramel and the honey. The peach in here, perfection. This is Jean-Paul Gaultier's Scandale. I love this fragrance. This is a honey bomb. If you are talking about, if you've ever had the pleasure, the privilege in your life to actually be around beekeepers when they have the real, or if you go out there with a natural beehive, which if it's not a controlled situation, you're not going, no, we're not doing that. No. We're not doing that. I don't recommend you do that either. Let's go back to what I was talking about at first. Controlled environment, beekeepers, people who do the smoke with the bees to get them to chill out and move away, and they pull the honeycomb out. Or if you've ever been somewhere where they safely remove the honeycomb and you get to bite into that, you get to actually chew on that, you get to experience that texture and that taste and that depth and that just wildness about it. That's what this gives me. The beeswax in this, along with the honey, the patchouli, the licorice, the caramel, this just gives it a little, it's slightly spicy, but there's so much depth and there's so much texture to this, guys. This is incredibly made, incredibly beautiful. The depth, the weight to this, the substance. Guys, this is the type of fragrance that drives me crazy, that I just want to jump head first into. My mind is all over the place, picking out what I smell, experience it, being enthralled in it. This is the type of fragrance that, let me calm down. I know I talk fast when I get excited, but this is the type of fragrance that makes me want to go into perfumery. That not as a career, but I would love to make at least one perfume. But this is the type of creation you can make that is just so special. When I spray this on, I remember being around those bees and that honeycomb and the taste of that. You know, it isn't just about the honey adding the sweetness. No, I smell the honey, I feel the honeycomb, I taste that texture in my mouth. It is just amazing, the experience, the way that our sense of smell is attached to memory and can evoke emotion. I get excited, I get happy, I get nostalgic. I want to go and do that again. This is the, yeah, okay, I've talked about it enough. It's Scandal, it's beautiful, it's textured, it's weighted, there's depth, there's soul, there's energy, there's vibes. It's honey, baby. Last on this list, as I'm sure you all have already guessed, is Scandal by Night from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier. This one here is another beautiful flanker. It's lighter and brighter than the original Scandal. You have so many different fruits in here and citruses with the cherry note. You have tonka bean. You still have the patchouli and the sandalwood, but this one is just, like I said, with the orange blossom and I do believe tuberose. This one is a lot more going on the brighter side, the fruity, citrus, floral side. And the cherry is just amazing. The honey in this is still there though. You still smell the honey, but it isn't as textured. And it still has depth, it's still weighted, so it's nice and warming and cozy for fall. I would definitely prefer the original in winter. The colder it is, the more depth, the more texture I want. But this one is a beautiful fall favorite. You can't go wrong with it, and it's not too heavy, since we know that in fall, we can still have those warmer days. That is it for my honey list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to drop your favorite honey fragrances in the comments, and we can also talk about the ones that I listed. Do you like them, love them, can't stand them? We can talk about all of it. If you're still here and you have not already clicked that like button, please do, as well as subscribe to my channel. Join the Terra Squad. I love to have you here. If you're already subscribed, you know your family. I love you. Please don't forget to click that notification bell as well so that you never miss any of my future uploads. As always, guys, I can't wait to see you in the comments. And until then, bye. Honey, honey, honey. Oh. I'm gonna leave that in too. That's what I get for acting a fool.